Guys, so we wanted to slip in here without anybody else in here and kind of just do a podcast here in Houston, Texas at the Lone Star Flight Museum and do kind of a shout out to the whole Lone Star Museum. This is a beautiful facility.
Awesome.
The other thing is we want to do a shout out just to Sparrow Hawk Detailing and the training that these guys are doing. These are, you've seen these on aircraft. There's the little guys you take off of the certain areas and the gauges and whatnot, but this is just something that's really cool that they can come into. And we're right behind us is this plane that we had really the luck of coming in here and getting some stuff pointed out. And I'll give you one little tidbit if you come to these museums, is this little guy right here. This is actually in the engine. We're not going to zoom in on it, but there's a penny that they hardwire into it whenever they rebuild the engine, to signify the year that the engine was rebuilt. And so we were able to point that out. The guy, Jerry Scott, from the museum flight director of flight here at the museum, pointed that out to us. And it's just one of the little tidbits that you can get when you come to something like this. So
yeah, I think it's really cool because, not only are we here at the museum, but this plane flew twice yesterday.
Yeah.
The Dauntless over there flew yesterday, and how that they are fine, they actually have oil pans underneath it catching the oil from, not on this one, but on that one.
This one's just dripping on the floor.
This one's just dripping on the floor.
But the thing about it is these are working
planes,
aircraft,
yeah, which is really cool.
It's crazy, just the amount of knowledge that we've gained and that the people that are involved in this have gained from this weekend. I just keep shaking my head at all the stuff we've learned. And we're super lucky that Jody and I get to be involved in these, and we get to go to these trainings where we learn all this information that is valuable in the detailing and the restoration industry.
Yeah, so I really appreciate it. So shout out to Josh Hernandez, who reached out to me about 3 weeks ago and said, hey, I would love to have you and Rod come out with the RoadFS podcast. He goes, we really respect what you guys do for the industry, both with your podcast and also with your software. And, and he was courteous enough to, invite us after he invited Dustin Jackson. So shout out to Dustin Jackson too, who's also, another great business owner who has a great software program. And every time, I joke about this a lot, but every time we go out on one of these events, we go to these trainings, not only are Rod and I learning, getting our hands wet. I mean, we get our hands wet. We get our hands on polishers, but we're also talking to the detailers that are coming to these events, and we're learning how to make our software better. And so it benefits us. It benefits you. And, a lot of people are like, man, how come you guys go everywhere? It's because Rod and I are so passionate about learning about the industry, the detailing industry as a whole. And I think the thing that really amazed me about this the past 2 days is how different and specialized aviation detailing is. I think it's a lot of people go, oh, I'd be so cool to detail that plane or that helicopter to be part of this project. And there is so much safety protocols that you need to put into place to not only protect your business, but protect the people that are flying in these things or flying these things.
Yeah, and one of the things that's interesting, the ironic thing about the remove before flight, is a lot of the things that we're learning about removing is you have to remove the ego, you need to remove the attitude, you have to be very humble. So you got to remove a lot of stuff from up here. So I think we should make these into earrings and give them out to detailers to remove these before you go into the detailing industry. And this has been such a humble group of people, from the insurance people, the product companies, the team at RoadFS, Josh Hernandez and the team from Sparrow Hawk Detailing for sure, all of them, the oofers. We've met a lot of great people, and I really enjoy being around these kind of people because it's humble and it's low key. And again, shout out to Dustin Jackson. He's probably got the second best software in the industry. first and second, and we're gonna switch those out on a daily basis.
Always
So
leapfrogging, right?
I love working with Dustin and his crew, and everybody out here. So, you know, like Jody said, the reason we come out to these is because we feel like us being in the field actually makes our stuff better. It definitely makes us better. And so, you know, again, I'm gonna remove your attitude before you work, and shout out to everybody here at the museum and at the Sparrow Hawk.
Yeah, so shout out to the entire team at Sparrow Hawk Mobile Detailing, Aviation, and also Jerry Scott, the Director of Flight Operations. I mean, he really made us feel welcome. This museum, the Lone Star Flight Museum, is absolutely amazing. And I mean, it's like, this morning I kind of snuck into the other hangar, and the B-25 that we watched roll in, and it was such a surreal thing to go, wait, that thing was flying yesterday and we saw it come onto the tarmac, and now it's sitting into this museum piece where people can come and learn and appreciate and give reverence to the men and women who fly these planes. Historically, you know, it's interesting because you know, if we panned around, you could see, you know, the pilot training from World War II. You could see the Huey chopper from Vietnam War. And it's just amazing, especially, you know, both you and I have family members that have served in the military. And so to kind of hear the stories and also have lived the stories, it really gives you an appreciation for these types of settings, for the men and women who have sacrificed so much for all of us. And that legacy the sacrifice that they gave yesterday is the legacy that we get to live today. So I'm really appreciative of this experience.
And anytime we can give back. So, you know, this will be out on YouTube. We encourage everybody to go out and follow and like the museum here, Sparrow Hawk Detailing, and of course RoadFS. Go out and share this and like it and subscribe for all your friends and stuff. And we'll keep bringing you more content like this and allowing some exposure to some of these facilities and some of the people that are doing this, because this is people doing this day in and day out. And most of the people at a museum and a museum setting are volunteers. They're not. These are volunteer positions. There are some full-time positions, but a lot of times it's volunteers. I know that when we were out on the tarmac, the flight crew all had volunteer on the back of their shirt. They're out here on their weekends just because they love being around airplanes and aviation. And in the case of some of the car museums, it's because they love being around automotive and whatever it is, it's their passion. And so, you know, when you come into a place like this, I always say you need to give it some reverence and some respect, because people have dedicated their entire lives to preserving and keeping these planes, in this case, running and looking beautiful. And, you know, this is just one of those things where it kind of humbles me a lot. And so thanks for watching us, guys. Completely just really appreciate everybody that follows us and subscribes. And we just want to make sure that, you know, if you want to see something and specifically, just get a hold of us, leave some comments and let us know, and we'll try to get out.
Yeah, just like Josh did. I mean, I was so humbled by him reaching out to us and saying, hey, we'd like you to be part of this. So thank you, Josh, again. And your incredible team.
Sparrow Hawk Detailing, everybody at that organization. And I love the remove the attitude. Remove
that was great.
Remove all that stuff. So thank you very much.
We will see you later.